Hey, welcome back to Livin MN Outdoors. I'm Daniel, and thanks for tuning in to another fishing report. Now, before we dive into this week's report, guys, just want to remind you, if you do use any of the guides or resorts mentioned in today's fishing report, please let them know you saw them on Livin MN Outdoors. And with that being said, let's dive right into this week's fishing report. All right, we're going to start out up on Mille Lacs Lake out of Isle Bay. I talked to Jeff from Castles Resort today. They're currently sitting on 18 inches of ice. Now, as far as vehicle restrictions and wheelhouse restrictions, their access is going to be open to the public this weekend. They are allowing out half-ton trucks pulling single axle wheelhouses or lightweight tandem wheelhouses. Now, if you're going to bring a tandem wheelhouse, make sure you call them ahead of time. Get that okayed with them. But if you have a half-ton truck and a single axle wheelhouse, you are good to go. And the fishing out of Castles has been really good lately. Now, as far as the fishing goes, there's still a really good shallow walleye bite, 6 to 14 feet of water on the weed edges. It is purely a evening through the night bite, early morning. There's not really much of a midday walleye bite, but dead sticks with plain red hooks, shiners, or small sucker minnows is the key to catching those walleyes. Now, they're still catching tons of perch out of there, tons of little ones. You got to sort through them. Once again, best way to get those bigger ones is to soak a big fat head below a bobber. Now, they're still catching some massive pike out there. Same areas as the walleyes, 6 to 14 feet of water. Just upsize your sucker minnow a little bit or some bigger smelt, and you're probably going to tag into a really nice northern pike. Now, as of noon on Sunday, Castles Resort is asking that everybody who used their access to be off by noon on Sunday, and that will be the end of their ice road season. They will be closing the access as of that time. So if you do plan to use their access this weekend, just remember to be off by noon. Now, open water season is coming, guys. If you want to get those select dates, whether you're looking for a cabin or a guide, go ahead, call Castles Resort, get those on the books. You don't want to miss out on your prime dates for open water season. Now, also, Castles Resort, they are a full-service dock company now. They are dealing in Deka docks. Whether you want a dock or a boat lift, they can sell you those. They also do a in and out dock service on Mille Lacs and the Knife Lake area. And they do dock repair as well. So if you're looking for a dock or to get out fishing, go ahead and call Castles Resort. All right, now moving over to Leech Lake. I talked to the guys from Horseshoe Bay Lodge today. Their access is closed to the public. They will be allowing out resort guests to use their access this weekend with ATVs and side-by-sides. So if you still want to get up there and fish out of Horseshoe Bay Lodge, they do have some hotel rooms available. And if you are staying at the resort, you can use their access. Now, if you do book a hotel room, don't forget to mention Livin MN Outdoors. You will receive a discounted rate on your hotel room. Horseshoe Bay Lodge, they have a ton of stuff planned for this coming weekend. We're going to be up there as well. It will be giving out free hats to kids. We'll have some select merch up there as well. So if you guys want to pick up any of that, look for us up at the resort or send us a message on Facebook. Now, as far as the fishing goes out of Horseshoe Bay Lodge, the tulipy and whitefish bite is still hot out there. We're hoping to chase some of them this weekend. 28 to 40 feet of water on the mud basins. Small gold tungsten jigs tipped with plastics or larvae is the key to putting those fish topside. Now, as far as the walleye and eel pout, they're catching those in that 18 to 24 feet of water. The eel pout, they're getting some of them even out deeper in those mud basins. But if you want to catch some walleye and eel pout, big glow spoons, big glow jigs, tip them with 1 or 2 fat heads or some rainbows, and you're more than likely going to catch some walleye and eel pout. Now, there still is a perch bite out there, Grassy Point area in 18 to 32 feet of water. They're picking up some really nice perch, and I do suspect that that bite will only continue to get better as the ice gets later and later. So if you guys are looking to get up to Leech Lake this coming weekend, definitely check out Horseshoe Bay Lodge. Like I said before, they're going to have a ton of stuff going on up at the resort. It's going to be a blast. So go ahead and call Cam or Courtney from Horseshoe Bay Lodge. Now, if you guys are looking for a guide trip out on Leech Lake Guide Team LLC, they're going to be running some jumbo perch trips on late ice here. They're not sure how many weekends they're going to have available with how warm it's getting, but if you do want to get in on some of those, go ahead, check them out on Facebook or their website. Give Austin a call and book a jumbo perch trip with him. Once again, guys, open water season is coming. Leech Lake Guide Team, they have 8 or 10 guides now. Whatever species you'd like to chase on Leech Lake this year, one of those guides can help accommodate your trip, so go ahead, check them out, and get something on the books. All right, now moving over to Lake Winnie. I talked to Chad from the Pines Resort today. As far as their main access will be closed. They do have an alternate access that they are allowing resort guests to use, whether you're staying in a cabin or camping in your wheelhouse at the resort there, you can use their alternate access. Now, as far as ice out on Tamarack Bay, they do have 15 inches out there. Some parts of the lake, they do have better ice, and some resorts are still allowing out trucks and wheelhouses. But as for the Pines Resort, they will only be allowing out ATVs and side-by-sides. Now, as far as the fishing goes, the fish are on the move right now. They're extremely scattered, both walleye and perch. They're getting them in anywhere from 10 to 28 feet of water. So kind of hard to narrow that down for you guys. Find a good high percentage area set up. It's primarily a night bite for the walleyes, so take that into consideration. Now, as far as the panfish go, the panfish bite has been really good lately. 6 to 11 feet of water on weed edges or up in the weeds. Small tungsten jigs with plastics or larva is the ticket to put those topside. Now, the Pines Resort, they are going to keep their cabins and restaurant open all through the spring. They're not going to close down at any point. So if you want to get up there, do some late ice fishing or some really early open water fishing, those cabins will be available for that, and the bar and restaurant will be open as well. And with the open water coming, guys, make sure you're getting your cabins and your guides booked up on Lake Winnie, because that's coming faster than you think. So if you're looking to get up to Lake Winnie this coming weekend or in the future, go ahead and call Chad from the Pines Resort. All right, now if you're looking for a guide up on Lake Winnie, Scott from zupsguideservice, he is one of the premier guides out on Lake Winnie, especially if you're looking for walleyes. If you want to get a trip on the books with Scott, he does book up fast, so make sure you get in contact with him and get those dates locked down. So if you're looking for a guide trip up on Lake Winnie, go ahead and call Scott from zupsguideservice. All right, guys, well, that's going to do it for this week's fishing report. Really appreciate all the support we've gotten this season. We will try to continue posting as many late ice reports as we can, but with this warm weather, I have a feeling it's going to go quick, but we will do our best to keep you up to date. Now, if you guys make it out fishing, remember, don't leave your trash on the lake. If you see somebody else's trash, pick it up. Be respectful of other fishermen. Don't crowd your neighbor. And most importantly, don't forget to get on out there and get living.